Hi, good morning, everyone. So, welcome to today's data science Python demo session. My name is Subramaniam. Let me give a quick introduction about our trainer Nagabhushan. Nagabhushan is from Bangalore. He has total eight years experience in data analytics, including 3+ years experience in data science. So, currently he is working as a trainer and recruitment manager for one of the top analytics company in Bangalore. So, this is just a small intro about our trainer Nagbhushan. Handing over to Nagbhushan.
Thanks so much, Subramaniam. Hi everyone. Very good morning. Yeah, I muted all the participants for now, so we'll interact as the session goes. And I request everyone please turn off your videos so that you will have a sufficient bandwidth to continue the session and we can hear what I say clearly. Let's move on. Yeah. So as Subramaniam told about me, I'll just give a small intro about myself. I'm basically from Adoni, Andhra Pradesh. I settled in Bangalore. And I was graduated in BTech in 2011, and then I've done post graduation in 2013, and then I started my career. And so, I have 8+ years experience in data analytics and 3+ years in data science. Currently, I'm working for one of the analytics company in Bangalore, where I'm like a trainer and recruitment manager for my company since 2 years. So this is a small intro about myself. So we'll get to know each other once the session goes on. Let me start with actually I'm very excited about this course. The reason is apart from my office trainings and outside I have taken last year for 2-3 training institutes. So these are I could say personal training kind of. So I'm very excited, and as this data science with Python is, you'll come to know how much you'll along with me, you'll be also excited to hear to experience data science using Python. Let's start then. I hope you can see my screen. Subramanian, can you please confirm? Can you see my screen?
Yes, Bhushan, we can see your screen.
Yeah. So first thing is what is data science? So data science is generally data scientist. The word is very crazy, right? Like we are not scientists, but of course, we are the person we deal with the data, and there will be the data will not be in a format of very readable format. It's not like if I'm sending a message to you and you will understand by reading. It's not like that. So there is a data. So we will be handling a data and doing some techniques and getting a insights. So at the end, whoever do analysis on data, so our final motto is to get the understanding what the data is saying all about. Like for example, we can take many examples. If I say Netflix customer, how the person is engaging with the platform, okay, and take a sales forecasting, take any kind of sales. It can be Tata Nexon sales or Creta sales. Whenever they launch a product, they'll see right in India how much market my product has. So how many sales are going to achieve, right? And take a COVID case also. Say for example, today 10,000 cases. What could be my cases in my country after 3 months or 4 months? Okay? So these all comes under as a part of a data science. Where you deal with the data, you understand it. You'll try to find out insight in the sense the main insights is a purely the professional word. So if I say when I perform some task, so I'll understand, okay, this is going to happen in 3 months. There will be COVID case of 3 lakhs per day in India. Okay, that is all about data science. If I say an example with example. Now, data science actually theoretically it is existed from long. I could say from 30 to 40 years ago the data science exists, but I could see that from last 3 to 4 years it is emerging anything. The reason only I could say, I mean, I believe, based on some articles also, as I'm in this field from last 3 years, one thing is data storage. If you see, we have a huge databases now, like Amazon, Google, they came up with a cloud storage, right? So you can store like anything, even, and simple, like if I use Facebook today, so for a minute, say for example, for 5 minutes, if I browse all the posts or videos, how much data I'm going to generate? So like that, so many people are using these social media platforms, and they generate huge data, and we don't have any tools to handle it. So now we have a very efficient tools, as well as to storage that data. We have cloud storage systems, which are like provided by IBM, Google, uh, like I mentioned, AWS, Amazon, right? So that's the reason the data science became so popular, because we have something to deal with that. Earlier we don't have it. It was there in the books only. Now people started, implementing those theoretical and make them into practical. And so, who can join this course? Like, what I mean, who is eligible, or um, like this course makes the best, right? Like we should have some academical background also to understand it. And there is terms and conditions. It's not purely like you should be come from computer background, but the minimum criteria whenever the recruiter. So whatever I speak, when comes of course, or training, and preparation, and interview on the job. So at the end, whoever sitting here, for the job only we are doing, right? Whenever we do for bread and butter only. So here the students and job aspirants, whoever have a minimum degree with a computer background. And here I mentioned computer background because in most of the companies, they expect that the student should have a computer background. But still, you can go for this course without computer background also. For those students, we can speak at the end. If you have any questions, how come, though I don't have any coding knowledge, or I don't have any degree to support that I worked on coding, still you are eligible. We'll discuss that in our end of the session. You'll come to know. Cool. Now, why should I be data scientist? Okay, course is good, everything, let's see how the course, but why should I choose this course or this particular profile? I personally believe, there are three strong reasons. Challenging career. See, we have a different profiles where the work kind of, I'll be doing the same work a day after tomorrow on the same till if I'm in the same position. But as a data scientist, you'll be having a different profiles, in the sense, I'll just give you an example. For example, say take you are working for a manufacturing industry. There you are forecasting the sales of any particular vehicle, and after 3 months, you will be putting in a project where you deal with the health industry, where you work on a some health related problem statement. And third day, you'll be working on a gaming industry. Fourth day, so we keep changing your industry. And here one more plus point, that for example, say from childhood I wanted to be a doctor, for example, but I couldn't be. Now in the data science, there is one advantage. You can go to health industry only. There only, you can stick to health industry, since you are very, you are passionate about this industry, and terminology, everything. So you have very good domain knowledge, so it will suit the best. Say for example, I want to be a mechanical engineer, but I couldn't be. Now I can go to manufacturing industry. There I can work for a data science problem, because for every industry nowadays, they are dealing with the data science, because everyone has the data. They don't know, what could be the insights, how to understand the data, because they need a data science, who can help them the better. It can be sales, it can be, customer behavior, like, whether he'll take my product or not, those kind of stuff. Okay. Yeah. So generally, I believe, data science has a three characteristics or components. Whoever want to do this course, or who is willing to join this profile. So I don't generally say that, yeah, everybody can join, but with the terms and conditions, like I mentioned. If you see, I highlighted three components here. First, we'll talk about go with the computer science and IT. Like I mentioned, computer background. So these all about talks about the degree. And say for example, I have a degree but I don't have a coding knowledge. Then data science will not suit for you, because data science, as I mentioned, we have a tools to deal with the data like a Python, SQL. There could be some other tools which may come up in the future. You need a minimum coding knowledge, and I'm sure if you go through this course, I ensure that you cover this part, the coding part, because the advantage for the Python is that it's very simple, and I could say even 10th graduate also can able to understand and write the code. I'm saying a basic Python. When you gradually practice, when the time comes, you'll be expert in that. So the data scientist must have a coding knowledge. So for having a knowledge, you can have your degree. Along with your degree, you can have best training of yourself, and we ensure that we gave the best for a Python training. And then math and statistics. If there is no statistics, there is no data science. So statistics and the math behind the the algorithms we use, the analysis we talk about throughout the course, you should have a some I could say what are the maths we are going to teach, right? Those are like which we studied in 10th class. So it's nothing rocket science. The basic linear algebra, probability, statistics. So those kind of contents will be there, and the master should and I'll tell you one more thing here. You should love the numbers. Some people hate math. Some people love the math. Some people they're like very much interested in working on the numbers. Okay, so what I feel that 70 to 80% of your day-to-day life in data science, you'll be working on the numbers only. Always you will see only numbers. You'll see somewhere the text. What I mean by numbers means always you're talking about numbers only. Okay, what were the sales in last month? What are the sales in next month? How many COVID cases are today and what are in future? Okay, what are the factors are affecting? Like for example, if I talk about COVID cases, for example, since it's going on now. Say for example, tomorrow there is a festival. Okay, so there is chance of people gathering, right? Say for example, next weekend there is some movies coming, like example Triple R. Then people will go to the theaters. There is a chance of gathering. COVID cases will go increase, right? So here always it interlink with the other components which happens in our day-to-day life. So here also talking about numbers only, like when day, which year, and is a weekend or weekday. So it's the analysis completely on numbers. So you should love the numbers. Yeah. Yeah, 1 second. I just also, can you switch on your video if possible? Yeah, I could switch on my video, but the problem is the bandwidth goes down. You couldn't hear what I'm trying to say. So we'll have an interactive session at the end. So sure, I'll go for it. Thanks. And then third is domain and business knowledge. So the computer science and math and statistics we are going to cover in our course. And comes to domain, we'll be going through some real-time projects. There you will understand the domain knowledge. Like I said, when you go for a real-time work, I say for example you started your career in next 6 months, there you'll not be you don't have any fixed domain. For example, I don't have domain knowledge for a manufacturing industry. For example, you got a problem statement for manufacturing industry. Generally, what happens in our, for example, in my company, they'll give a 1 week time to research about the industry with respect to problem statement, because the industry is very huge. You cannot research in 1 week, but with respect to problem statement, it is very limited. So what you do, you'll go and read the articles, you'll Google it. Okay, you'll understand, okay, this industry works in this way, and these are the parameters are affecting the industry sales or profit, how many the customers or the employees are working for it, how much GDP it is contributing to country. This kind of stuff we'll read it. So this is all about self-reading. But which we are going to cover here, the existing projects which already done. So we'll share the knowledge of those projects with you. So we ensure the who are attending this course, they have a knowledge of these three components. Without these three, you cannot be a data scientist. Trust me, because each and every component has its own uniqueness. And of course, there is a chance that for example, you don't have a much domain knowledge, still you can be, but you will be lagging in somewhere when you work for the project. So that's the reason whoever do this course, whoever want to be in this profile, they should love coding, they should love numbers, and they are eager to, or they are willing to research about the company or the industry whichever they are going to work. So when you feel that I'm yes Bhushan, I'm good with this, then only we can switch to this career, or you can enter into this career. Let's move on. I hope everyone is understanding, so please unmute yourself whenever you don't understand. Currently I'm muted. If you don't feel free to speak out. Let's move on. So yeah, I mentioned about the qualities which required. Now how we are going to help you in this course, which through which, like what are the tools and concept we are going to cover. One is Python, SQL, Excel, and then visualization tool. Python, where we perform the algorithms, or statistical techniques where we apply, we use Python. SQL is all about getting a data from database. And Excel, once you did your Python, when you present to client, right, we'll be showing in Excel. So we use Excel. And then, for example, they were expecting in a visualization dashboard, we go for a Power BI Tableau. Okay. And even if you see any courses data science with Python, they'll not cover SQL, Excel, and Power BI, just they cover Python only. But as I'm in this industry, I know that which tools are associated with the data science, so we are going we are covering those also in this particular course, so that when you join, oh, Bhushan told me only one Python core, tool only, but here they are using multiple, which is related. So I don't want you to miss those, tools. That's the reason we incorporated all this. So for a better understanding, and it will help you when you clear your, interviews. Because as I'm in this interview panel from last 2 years, I know what are the requirements. When we take an interview, so we know what we expect from the candidate, whether it's a fresher or a senior associate, or whoever, like who has a 3 years or 4 years experience. That the questions will be more or less similar, but the difficulty level is different, and the way of understanding the questions is different. We expect from fresher to experience. And these are tools. And coming to concepts, statistics, we are going to cover basic statistics. And then we are going to cover machine learning algorithms, and then deep learning basics, and exposure on real-time business problems. So these are the tools and these are the concepts. So this go hand in hand for a better exploration of data science. Cool. So which will help you, these tools and concepts will help you, the three components which I mentioned earlier, so that you can possess them easily, and you can be the best data scientist. Why data science? This is one of the article I read recently, but we know this, but I don't know exact figures. But we have a salary, so I know the salaries in my company, how they are paying. Not only my company, I'm just saying how the industry is paying for the freshers as well as for experience. If you see this number, this number is 853,000. It's like 8.5 lakhs an average salary. And if you see this number, 28% annual growth in this particular job opportunities. And if you see US, US average salaries, what are the job titles you're going to get: data scientist, data analytics manager, data architect, principal scientist, data engineer. Actually, I'm very excited for this, title currently which I have in my company and the previous company also. I'm very excited about having this like data scientist. Of course, for being a scientist, right, I do so many research. But here I'm lucky that I'm getting a data scientist designation, working for 3 years, right? So very good profile you will be in, and which industries you will be working. Like I mentioned, you have a passion about working in that industry, but you couldn't be. Now you can go for the industry, and then you can do whatever the magic you can do with this data science. And companies hiring, surely, like if you go through this course and give your best, you can join the best companies. Most of the my colleagues joined after this company. They joined multiple, I could name it: Amazon, Flipkart. They are giving very good pay. Even the fresher also getting with I guess he got somewhere 150% hike, to be honest. So that's how the profile has its potential, and it is growing in the industry of India, especially with respect to machine learning. In respect to deep learning, still we are lagging behind, because US and other companies, they are spending a huge. I mean, they're investing actually, but we are not keeping much amount on it, since maybe we don't have skilled professionals, we don't have a budget constraints. We have a budget constraints. That's the reason we are lagging in deep learning. But in a machine learning, the India is growing very nicely. So it's a time to switch your career, or to step in. If you're a student or a fresher, so you can step into this career and choose this. This is the best. Yeah, and I have a plan to cover. Like I share the course contents, right? So let me explain you in detail. Just a second. Yeah, let me switch my screen. Yeah. So you must be having doubts on like course contents, right? Let me keep it simple. Uh, can you, Subramania, please confirm? Can you see my Word document?
Yes, Bhushan. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, as I said, whenever when we prepare this content, so we have yeah, uh, we prepared only for a interview purpose, and then and your it will help you now when you join your company. It's not just like you clear your interview and then you don't know anything. So we don't want it. So we created in this content in the way that you understand it, you clear your interview, and when you step into your job, you do the best. And we don't cover we didn't cover any theoretical part for the coding. When I say Python, I don't say about who invented or who started. Nobody asking you this in interviews, or which is no of use. So those kind of content I'm saying. So whichever is required, like what are the data structures we use in Python. Particularly, like we use list and dictionary. Mostly we familiarly use. Rest are just for a interview purpose. Like I say, for example, these are very important kind of work. All are important only, I'm saying. Those are important for your work, those are important for interviews. Right? In interview, asking something else and you'll go do something else. Wherever you go for interview, they'll ask the basic knowledge, but when you work, you'll be given some difficulty, right? So we ensure that which is covered in Python in the way that we'll handle the Python in a better way. And SQL, like I said, nobody is going to cover data science with Python SQL tool, but we we are ensuring that you will be having a SQL knowledge, which will help you when you explore it. You know, when you say for example, yeah, data science doesn't mean that you just work on a machine learning algorithm. It's not like that. Sometimes without uh, so like I was discussing about the codes, so contents. So here we are covering the Python, SQL, and which are like a must and should we should have for data science. SQL, majority of the companies prefer nowadays because of the reason we are accessing the databases for the data, and you'll come to know. I'm going to explain the next slide how the SQL will be used for us. Like I mentioned, yeah, for the first tools which will help you, which covers the component computer science or IT. It's like a coding knowledge. And second, here it covers your statistics. And here if you see data science, here different steps we follow when we start with the problem till we achieve the solution. There are different steps, and these are all theoretical. I mean theoretical in the sense, statistical techniques as well as your coding go in hand in hand. Say for example, when I talk about handling missing values and special characters, I'll talk about what are those, why it creates a problem, how you are handling using Python. Okay, so don't just think that this is the only Python code. These are basics which will help you when I'm explaining these data handling techniques or modeling and other stuff. And here we are additionally incorporated Excel and Power BI. These are like a additional things nobody will ask you in interview. We started actually asking Excel questions, but generally nowhere asks Excel questions for interview. But it will help you when you join the company, because not only data science, any profile you must need an Excel nowadays. So Excel is like a uh, though it looks like very simple, but very uh, I could say like the best tool I could say
ఫోన్
in
చేయలేదు వెళ్ళే ఉంటది
in analytics.
వెళ్ళే ఉంటది ఫోన్ చేయలే.
Yeah, these are about course. Let's switch my screen. So I'm going to discuss about a few things in a machine learning. Uh, please let me know once you can see my screen.
Yes, Bhushan, yeah.
So as I'm talking about data science is like under data science you'll be having a machine learning, deep learning, and artificial intelligence. We are going to cover machine learning and deep learning basics, like I mentioned in a course content. Now, as we are going to explore machine learning, so we need to see, there are different types of machine learning: supervised, unsupervised, reinforcement. So forget about terminology. I'll make it a simple one. What are the examples comes under supervised? Forecasting. It can be weather forecasting, stock price, sales of any product, COVID cases, all comes under forecasting. And classification. So right, whether the product is defect or not defect. I'm a manufacturing company and I deliver products. So I ensure that the product is not defect when I'm sending to customers, right? So here also the machine learning algorithm works, and it will identify the product is defect or not defect. And I'll give one more suitable example. We all gave our samples, right, whenever required for a COVID test, and we'll get our samples, right, tested whether positive or negative. That also the machine the works in a healthcare industry which follows the machine learning techniques. Any kind of a positive negative, say for example dengue positive negative, right, there the backend machine learning algorithm works, and it will tell you whether you are dengue positive or negative, because the system, the database in the system has a millions of data who had a dengue positive and negative both the cases, So whenever you give a sample, it will check, and I mean the machine learning algorithm runs on your data and it will tell you, okay, this person has a dengue negative, like that. And I'll just give an example also here. You might have come across, right? Say for example, I went to doctor for consultation. He'll say, go for this test. I could see there is some symptoms with you. Go for this test. The test will come negative, for example. And doctor will say, I could see, this test is not giving accurate results. I suggest you go for another test. He'll write another test, not the previous test, because in machine learning also, there is a chance that you predict wrong. Say you are a dengue positive, but your first test says that you are negative. Then doctor get it out, because sometimes the machine learning also will give a wrong results. There are chances. Now in second test, there is accuracy, the bit high, and the complex algorithms might have written there. Now he will recommend for second test. There you have a dengue positive. Now doctor will write a prescription according to it. This is just an example how it goes in a real time. I'm saying unsupervised algorithm. It is like, customer analytics. It mostly use customer segmentation and target marketing. Say for example, if anybody in a marketing industry, so if anybody is in a marketing industry, one second. Yeah, so yeah, say for example, I'm a iPhone manufacturer. Now I'll see customer base. If I want to manufacture this, to whom should I target? Like what they'll do, they'll take out millions of data, millions of customers. How whether they had a earlier previous iPhone version, whether they are using a costly phone or not, should I target them or not, whether they are from India or US, because India is expensive, right? With our salaries or our day-to-day expenses, it's high. For other countries may not be, right? So like that, they'll do a customer analytics using the unsupervised algorithms. In say for example, nowadays we are starting investing in a mutual funds, right? Mutual funds it will be like a high risk, low, medium there, right? So that also is segregated automatically, based on the data, and it will segregate high, medium, low. That's unsupervised. And reinforcement, learn from mistakes. It's very simple. Like from the childhood, we are learning from the mistakes only. Something you do wrong, your dad will come and tell you it's not the way you should do it this way. That's example. So robotics and self-driving cars, you must be knowing about this, right? Tesla self-driving car, this is an amazing one. And the robotics, it started, and we already seen most of the movies also. So we give instruction to robot to do this, and obviously there'll be some technical error or some code error the robot will do wrong. So we'll correct the code and we'll instruct again. The robot will keep improving, right? So that's a reinforcement. How that's how machine learning techniques are segregated. This is the data science. The next step which we are going to cover in this course, the data science workflow, which I mentioned in the course content. So I'll just keep it simple. How these 6 steps works. First one is project understanding. So you stepped into your job, you got a project now. They have some problem statement. Sales forecasting, for example. Now, it is maybe one line, but when you understand your project, right, you should see the objective. Say for example, I am a company, I have some problem, I'm not achieving my sales, or I'm not I want to, say for example, I'm a Tesla owner, I want to get my cost into India. I need to see, right, whether India has that huge market, whatever I invest, it will come back or not, how many sales are going to achieve in India. So that's the problem they have. So they'll come to us. So we'll understand their project, problem statement, and we'll do a research and we'll define the problem. Okay. So they want to estimate the sales in India, and for next maybe 3 or 5 years or next 10 years, because they want to, keep their plant in India, right? That's the one. Second, to achieve, to solve the problem statement, you must need data, right? So how you get a data? Some data client will provide, some data you have to research on your own, and you need to get it from the different websites, or you can buy the data from. There are some companies where you can buy the data, and you need to first identify. For example, I'm doing a research on cars, for example, cars sales. So for a sale of a car, what are the components are interlinked, like which affect the sales? I'll just give two examples. One is the diesel price. The diesel price is low, people try to buy this, they show intention to buy. And second, interest rate of the bank. The bank is offering a low interest rate, people will prefer to buy. Otherwise it's okay, the interest rate is very high, don't have a down payment also, so they not show much interest towards the buying of a car. And third, data exploration. Okay, you got a data now, what you do? So once you got a data, you need to understand whether this data is making sense or not for my problem statement. So you will perform some EDA exploration. Exploration happens with a kind of a charts. We have a different charts, histogram, box plot, scatter plot. We perform those charts, and we'll understand. Okay, this makes sense. This doesn't make sense. When you feel that that doesn't make sense, and then you'll remove from your data. If it makes sense, you'll keep it, and you'll go for the next step, model data. So model data, it doesn't mean that you perform modeling on your data. Perform modeling in the sense completely mathematical and statistics, which we are going to cover. The model tell you yes or no. Yeah, these are the sales going to you achieve. These are the on this particular days, right? And then step 5, interpreting. It's not just the getting your model done. You need to understand your model output also. Okay, is going to solve my problem, how much extent it's going to solve. I'm telling you, in POC and proof of concept are a very minimal projects, may you'll get a very you'll solve your problem statement, but real time it will not be. You'll be come extent 80% only. 1 second. Yeah, sorry for the interruption. So it's all about like interpreting how your model solve your business problem. That's what we are doing, modeling, right? And then deployment. When it comes to deployment done through APIs. Sometimes it will be very simple. You'll be doing an Excel, and you'll be sending a with creating a dashboards. That also will cover in Excel. That's how we do deployment. Yeah. So we are almost and actually I thought of covering some more. Yeah. So far we are good. Like we covered what we are going to teach you. So which needs essentially for a data science. And then how the machine learning, how it relates to your day-to-day life. Nowadays without data science there is no industry working on it, to be honest. So that's how the profile is growing nowadays. Yeah. So now please unmute yourself, whoever have any doubt. Yeah, and I have one more final one to show. The expectations from this course: class materials and recorded videos. Every session will be recorded, and I suggest generally recorded videos only. Say for example, today I'm not feeling well, I couldn't join the session. That recorded video will be useful for me. But don't expect that today I'm joining, still I'll rely on the recording. So what happens? It will consume your, it will eat your time. When you sit for here one hour, but when you sit for a recorded video 1 hour, that will go for 2 hours. Because this is my self experience. So don't rely on recorded videos when you are attending classes. Just be focused, keep your notes, take like don't just take like your academic yeah, we'll see it later, we can record it. It's not like that. Please keep focused because you're going to deliver the best once you done with this course. Second, exposure on real-time projects. So I'll be telling you how the real business problems, how we solve, using the data, how we researched about data. It's like somebody interview, they'll think like, okay, this guy must have worked on the project, so we'll make you that you worked on the project. Okay, so we just give a knowledge or exposure, but you feel like you worked on it. And third is mock interviews. So as I'm in this panel, so I know how to interview and how the expectation from the candidate. So we'll take a mock interviews from the candidate and we'll give a feedback wherever they need to improve. Fourth is job placement assistance. This I could say like we'll provide assistance in the sense assistance is not like that we are giving you jobs to you. So we'll assisting you what are the best possible way, like a mock interview. One is an example. Second is we have a tie-up with some HRs, so they have a requirement, we'll forward your resumes in a better way, so that they'll contact you. Just keep your mail active, just go through it every day, you'll get a mails for sure, and apply it, clear, get the job. Simple. And yeah, this is how I'm ending the session from my end. So whoever have questions to speak on, yeah, please unmute yourself and then you can go ahead.
Hi, Nabu. Satish here. Hello. Nabushan, Satish here. Can you hear me?
Hey, sorry, buddy. I was unmuted. Yep, I could hear.
Okay. Yeah. So could you please go back to the slide where you have shown different positions like a data science and
yeah, sure.
manager or
1 second. Yeah.
So basically, I would like to understand, not this one, the other. There are 4 to 5, different kinds of roles that are displayed on the screen.
Can you see my screen? I mean, maybe there is some lag.
Okay, fine. So, job titles also on this screen also it is available. Fine. So here, so what I would like to understand here, see, right now, whatever you said, it's maybe at the junior level, this looks fine. But what about at the senior level? So right now I have 10 years of experience in SAP. Okay, so I'd like to understand how I can take this forward. I mean, how it's going to benefit me if I want to change the stream.
See, the course content, if I speak honest, like you said, this is for a fresher or a for a 2-3 years experience candidate who worked relative to not exactly data science, but somewhere he has some minimal coding knowledge, so that he can speak in the interview. Yes, boss, I have not done particular data science, but I have a superb knowledge and I have worked on some projects. Like that it will work. But as you mentioning, you have a 10 years experience. See, I'll tell you. As I said, I have 8 years experience, right? In that, I have 3 years on data science. 5 years, it was not so relevant, but I convinced myself, I worked on it. I have done the projects, I went to the course. Then in the interviews, I told them 5 years experience I have, but those are not data science experience. But I worked for an analysis only, like somewhere I have a knowledge on coding and I like the numbers, like that I mentioned. I step into data science now. Now, since you have 10 years, so I cannot say that same work for you, but you need to start like a fresher only. Start like a fresher in the sense your experience counts.
Understand, Nalbhushan. It is okay. So it's about the data science part, as you said, fine. But I would like to understand opportunities at a manager level. So is it possible to have, I mean, coming from different stream and maybe exposing or 2 to 3 years experience in data science?
Yeah,
can we get a manager push?
Yeah, I understand your question. Since to be honest, I'll tell you 2 ways. One is I can say I don't think so you can step into as a manager level, because in manager level actually they deal with the client, they'll understand the problem. The first step I told you, right, in the data science workflow, there is a project understanding. Generally, associates or freshers, they will not do. Only the managers, the team leads will sit there with the client. They'll talk and they'll understand the problem. They'll give to their teammates. So if you feel that you're strong enough to understand the problem, real-time problems, yes, you can be. But how the company is going to take you, it's up to their but in my company, I have seen, though they are from different industry, they are in that, but it's based on like how they are really exposed to the real-time problems. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Anyone else have any questions, please? It can be any simple question also, not a problem. So since you're investing your time today for close to 1.5 hours, so yeah. And if you don't have any questions also, then I feel great that I delivered content smoothly.
Yeah. This is
Just
Natraj.
kidding. Yeah, please.
So how many algorithms you will cover, like how like in algorithms, machine learning, like any number of algorithms you will cover, or how?
Yeah, I gave a course content, right? In that I shared. Let me share my screen again. I'm sharing my screen. Let me know once you can see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So these are the algorithms we are going to cover: linear regression, logistic, SVM, KNN, ensemble. You will be getting a random forest, XGBoost, gradient GBM, and then time series. And then unsupervised, we are going to cover clustering. Clustering in K-means we are going to cover. Anomaly detection, there is another algorithm. So we are going to cover, these are the algorithms. In the industry.
So like
yeah.
any examples will you, like how the linear regression, is there any data you will provide, and based on that we need to create the model, or how it will be like?
So when we explain the concept, we'll go with the very simple examples. Okay. But when we give a, once we're done with this course, as I mentioned, right, real-time exposure, there I'll give a data which we worked. But we'll not see, since it is a data sensitive, we are not supposed to share any data. And what I mean that
sample data will be there.
Yeah, of course, yeah, we'll give a sample data. We'll make you understand how this modeling works. Yes, exactly. We are going to give a sample data.
So how last any more than 10 years experience, then how will be added, it is the same question, but something like in the salary point of view, how much I will get after 10 years? I have an experience of 10 years.
So you're saying if you are going to have 10 years experience in data science, how much salary you'll be expecting? Like that?
No. Right now I'm 10 years experience in industry. So if I learn, what is advantage? Whether I will grow my salary or not, based on that how much I can percentage will increase, or any?
So since you're in a different profile now, see, so I'll give you example. I had a 5 years experience, okay, when I joined data science. But to be honest, they didn't consider my 5 years experience. They consider only for giving a position. Though I am a fresher in this profile, but they didn't give me fresher profile. They gave me kind of a leading a team along with the working. So they told me, see, you're in a different profile, which is not. So do learn in the beginning, and as well as the lead the team. That's how I'm assigned. And salary varies. I cannot exactly tell you how exactly salary will be, but surely you'll be having a good hike for sure, because I could see some profiles, because your profile is somewhere 10 years experience. I cannot really comment on how much going, but I have seen the profiles where having a 3 to 5 or 6 years experience who switched, they got a very good hike. And it actually, once you step in, you may be having a less hike, but when you switch your company, right, you'll be having a definitely base, since you have a now real-time exposure. So you cannot you can demand like anything. I've seen the freshers who joined for 6 lakhs, they got into 15 lakhs package. That's how currently demand is there for data science.
And the deep learning only basic it will cover.
Yeah. Deep learning is a huge topic. Deep learning, there are 3 different frameworks. 3 different frameworks one framework only will take nearly 6 months time to understand in a better way. Currently, we have a bookish knowledge, practical knowledge. We have a very less in India. I could see very less companies, and our companies also trying to do the best. So yeah, so deep learning, only basics.
And then project explanation you will do like how the real time the project will come, so like what exactly doing in the time.
Say for example, recently I worked on one manufacturing industry. Okay, one of the client, they wanted to forecast on a different kind of vehicles sales.
Okay.
So I'm going to tell you what are the features we used. Like to achieve a problem, we need a data, right? So what kind of data we searched for it? How we once you got a data, what you did, how it is useful for you to solve the problem. So those kind of steps which we done real time, we are going to explain in detail. Like this we have done. So we got this problem that day and we solved like this. So what happens? So when you go through the project, so you'll get a real-time exposure. When you go to interviews, you'll understand. They'll ask you a question. When you explain your project, they'll say, okay, what are the features you used? What are the techniques you went for it? Out of which why you picked this one as the best? There should be reason, right? It's not like this. I've done linear regression. No, it's not like that. Why you done linear regression? Yeah. Anyone else have a questions, please?
Hi.
Yeah, no.
Hey, hi.
So trying to understand, so how long it has been in India, data science? I mean, the experience what we are going to relate, okay, with the industry experience. So how long it's been in India, and I mean,
it is there from
how it is moving?
From decade, I could say. I could hear 5 years, because when I switched, it was already 2 years old. So yeah, it is like a more than decade, data analytics or data science, but it is getting popular from last 5 years because of the, I mentioned, right, there are handling related issues. Now we got a new techniques in the data storage and handling tools. For example, for deep learning, TensorFlow, which is launched by Google, for deep learning techniques. So it's like more upcoming tools are coming. The people started using, like for example, Tesla. Initial phase, they had they started semi-automated cars. Now it's completely automated self-driving cars. So it's all about exploring the techniques. Yeah, in India it is bit low, lacking in deep learning. Yeah, for data science, machine learning, though people started using it.
Yeah. So after completion of the course, okay, we are putting our 100% effort. So how many years of experience we can match?
Yeah, that question. You're saying how many years we can manage?
No, we can match with the experience guys. Suppose if you are attending an interview, so you should be able to answer.
So in that case,
yeah,
exactly. I understand your question. I could say 0 to 3 years.
Okay.
You can still claim that I have 3 years experience if you done this course.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah. Not like a manager or a team lead level. for a senior professional, yeah, you can claim easily 3 years.
Yeah, got it.
Hi, Bhushan.
Yeah, please.
Hi, Bhushan. Madhu here.
Yeah, Madhu.
Bhushan, I'm basically a Java developer. Okay.
Okay.
I've been working from past 5.5 years into Java backend completely.
Okay.
And now I have to switch my career. I'm planning to switch my career. And Python, I have to learn the Python now again. And data science as well, machine learning completely, right?
Correct.
So, is it? Will it be any quite challenging part for me to switch? I'm just
No,
because I'm
no.
not. I'm completely aware of not aware of Python and machine learning and all.
I'll tell you.
So
I'll just give a simple example
yeah.
to you. My friend, my colleague, ex-colleague.
Okay.
You have done a BTech, obviously, right?
Yes.
My friend, she has not done any degree which has a coding.
Okay.
Now she is in data science from last 2 years.
Okay.
So you can understand how easy it is. You are a Java developer, so for you, though, it's like a cakewalk for sure.
Okay.
Python, you know, right? You must be hearing about it. There is a memes also, right?
Yes.
Python is a very quite simple coding, so you'll understand easily. And yeah. And second point is not for you only, for everyone. You should love the numbers.
Yeah.
Then only please step into this course or this profile.
Yeah.
Because I just for the sake I can say that it's easy. You can just join it. It's not like that. Since you already have a coding knowledge, so you can easily do Python. Second thing is you should love the numbers, because the statistics, everything, based on the equations and numbers, and even your work is going to, all the numbers only. Always you'll be working on Excel and Python, you'll be seeing all the times, tables and all those stuff. So you should love the numbers first. Then only you'll be fitting in this profile. Yep.
Okay. So from Python end to end, you'll be teaching us, and data science modules, everything.
Exactly.
Right.
Whichever is required for data science. Python is very used nowadays. Python is used for web development, even for deep learning or any other steps also, other stuff. I'm not aware. So I'm going to teach. Since I know this, like which are useful for an interview and for the job. I'm considering these 2 points, and when I prepare this course content, there will be many more, but I'm not covering those. Which are not required.
And one last question.
Yeah.
Currently, the organization which I'm working currently, they are making people like me and few of my friends. They're making us to get trained in Azure DevOps. Will that be any helpful for data science?
Which one? Azure
DevOps.
Okay, yeah, it will help, because actually, like I said, we are in this machine learning and data science started recently, right? Some 8 to 10 years ago. We are doing in a local platform. From last 2-3 years, we are switching to AWS, Azure, and one more cloud platform. I couldn't get the name. So there are 3 competitors. Now they are actually, every company is building their product in the cloud only. So I'm also actually taking a course for a cloud analytics. You must have heard this word, cloud analytics. So
yes.
If you have a cloud knowledge, right, you're going to have the best. Like in terms of hike or your position, it will be the best. Yeah, it will be useful. Yes, for sure.
Okay, got it.
Hi guys. So thanks for everyone. Due to some technical issues, so we have to wind up this session, and we will give you one more event. We will give you more time, so you can ask more questions on Monday also. So it's not like so.
I'll share my phone number in the chat. So whoever have a question, so please you can call me. Yeah, since today is Saturday, tomorrow is Sunday. Yeah, anytime is today and tomorrow. If it is a Monday, you can text me. I'll call you. Since we will be working in right, day to day weekends, man. So weekdays. Yeah. And
how much duration, and then what will be the speed course like?
Sorry.
Yeah, how much duration for this entire course?
We plan for 2 months actually. Since I'm a kind of a trainer, I'll take a time to explore the topic in a very diligently. So it may extend. So roughly it is
Okay.
2 to 2.5 months. I generally don't prefer the times. What are the content I shared with you? I ensure those are delivered to you. So I'm expecting roughly we have done this course last time 2 to 2.5 months, and I add some more contents based on my experience now. So yeah, not more than 2.5 months. Yeah, it's roughly going to end by 2.5 months. If the session continuously goes, somewhere if any absent is there, any festivals. I don't think so there are festivals in this meeting. Yeah, hopefully 2.5 months. Yep.
And sessions like so from Monday to Friday, timings like 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. IST. Course fees is 10K.
Course fees 10,000 we are charging. I thought I had a plan to prepare a slide, but I couldn't. But I'm just telling you, the same course my colleague 2 years back, she spent 25,000. I just told her example, right? So she spent 25,000 only for a Python with data science, not even SQL, Excel, and Tableau or Power BI. So research yourself, and this is the best price we are offering. And actually we thought more, but to make it convenient for everyone, we discussed and we kept at a low price. So think about yourself, let us know your inputs. And we have a early bird offer also. Whoever comes first, we plan to give some little exemptions also. Yeah, you have any questions, please contact our team. They'll be sending their numbers in the chat. Yeah, have a good day everyone. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, you too, Bhushan. Thanks for your time. Bye.
Thank you so much. Thanks everyone.
Thank you, Bhushan.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, sir.